see. Julio Chavez was one of the great Mexican fighters on the planet, and the guy was at some point like 99-0 or something like that. He eventually lost before he made it to 100, but this guy's a legend and was a legendary fighter. He had a very famous fight where he was fighting, someone will correct me, but I think it was Pernell Whitaker or somebody in that era. Julio Cesar Chavez was being outpointed, outsped, and out whatever by Sweet Pea the entire fight. But at the end of the fight, he started to catch up to him, and he started to hurt him. And then, with just literally seconds left, he had him in the corner, and he was pounding the bejesus out of him. And there was literally 2 seconds left on the clock, and the ref wiped it off. He said, no more. And so Julio remained unbeaten. Wow. The point is everyone pointed at the clock and said, there was 2 seconds left, and then the fight was over. Couldn't you have let it go? And I watched it, and I said, no, I like the idea that he's just watching the fight.
Right.
And he's just calling this fight, and he doesn't care if it's the first round or the last round. He doesn't care if it's a championship fight or if it's an amateur fight. If that boxer looks like he can't go on, then he's calling it. And we would be robbed as fans, and especially fans of Julio Cesar Chavez, if he said, yeah, he's hurt and I should stop the fight, but the fight's almost over. I'll let it go another 2 seconds. He jumped in and stopped the fight right there. It was a great fight, but the point is I don't want him looking at the clock. I don't want him looking at the round thing. I do want him just looking at the fight and making the call. So there is that argument of this argument, and I'm just agreeing or disagreeing with myself along with this one. I don't like the chicken ass at the end of the thing. On the other hand, if you're going to call it, then you have to call it Super Bowl or preseason.
Right.
Yeah, Meldrick Taylor, a caller, is telling me, not Pernell Whitaker, but Meldrick Taylor, one of the greatest fights you guys will ever see. And he was never the same, by the way, and now is punch drunk and so on and so forth. And it was a crazy fight. But anyway.
Seems like if it's a safety issue, the ref's got to call it.
Yeah, it was just a crazy fight, and Luduva jumped up on the thing and like distracted him and blah blah blah. But the point is it was one of the most exciting fights of the decade, and the point is the ref wasn't looking at the clock and he wasn't looking at the rounds. He was just looking at the fight, and 2 seconds left or not, when that guy had taken enough, he jumped in.